Welcome to the video, guys, for something rather different. This is the Antminer L3 Plus from Bitmain in glorious 4K. Now, if you're already here, you've probably come across this because you know what this is. If you don't, long story short, this is for cryptocurrency mining, and I thought I'd do a video on it, share my experiences, because I'm taking the plunge and getting into this business. So what is the L3 Plus? Well, it's basically like a mini PC. You can't play games on it, you can't do anything other than quote-unquote mine cryptocurrencies with it. In this case, it will mine script-based coins only. And that is a lot of power connectors, because this thing does require a fair bit of power, 800 watts to be exact, when it's fully mining. The top bit there is where your Ethernet cable goes in, or your Ethernet cable, depending on where you're from in the world and how you like to pronounce it. And overall, it's quite a small, quite a sleek, very simplistic looking thing with two very large, very loud fans either side. I believe they're both 120 mil, but they go up to a RPM of just shy of 4,000 RPM. So these things will get up into the 80s of decibels. And yes, that is my electric toothbrush charging in the background, or it was charging at one point. Anyway, I digress. So today, guys, I'm going to cover a little bit of my experiences so far with the L3 Plus and a few thoughts and opinions so far. Also, I'd like you guys to consider this partly a sponsored video, because the website that I purchased this miner from, Eastshore XYZ, they're giving me a voucher for doing the video. But I was going to do a video anyway, and I was like, hey, you know, are you guys okay if I do that? Is there any little incentive? And they were like, oh, well, you know, we'll give you a voucher for a little bit of money off your next order, because I will probably order another one, because I'm about to share with you some results after I've talked about the miner a bit more. So these are all the power cables that you'll need to connect. Absolutely every single one of them were required to be connected, apart from one, I think. There's one spare one, not really sure what that's for. Maybe it's for different models of different miners. But as you can see here, there's actually four little PCB boards in there, and they all require power. So the main thing you guys probably want to know, especially those of you that know exactly what this is and what it does, you're probably wanting to know some results on how much this can actually earn per day, per week, per month. Now, this can totally depend on the value of the cryptocurrency at the time, in the past, in the future, the current time, obviously, and a whole bunch of other things, like your typical electric bill, because this is going to use a lot of power. Even just one on its own, like I said, is 800 watts. And for me, at this current time of this video, my electric is 14 pence per kilowatt hour, which is actually pretty good for around here. So all said and done, 800 watts over that length of time is about £80. So £80 a month, that's already what it's going to cost me to run this device. But as terrible as that sounds, it's going to pay for that itself. How so? Because at the moment I'm using NiceHash, which if you've never heard of it before, then you probably haven't heard much about cryptocurrency mining in general. But NiceHash is basically a place where you can buy and sell mining power. So somebody will bid real world money or Bitcoin or whatever to basically kind of rent the hashing power of your device. That's probably the easiest way of explaining it. That's as straightforward as I can make it. And that can actually work out slightly more cost effective than mining a particular coin straight up and, you know, pointing it at whatever website you would like to be a part of, which particular pool. Again, I'm not going to go into loads and loads of specifics. I'll help people in the comment section below the best I can, but a lot of this is also pretty new to me. I mean, I've been looking into it for the past maybe about a year, but this is my first proper delve into it. So on NiceHash, at the time of writing, with my particular electric bills, a 2-week period of pretty much non-stop mining, apart from 1 4 or 5 hour period maybe of moving the miner from one room into a different position, which is a lot better for the noise that it creates. I've moved it slightly out of the way now. And for almost 2 weeks non-stop mining at the time of writing, it has earned me in Bitcoin about £220 in 2 weeks. That is pretty damn good. Now, obviously your mileage may vary depending on your electricity costs, but if your electricity is cheap enough, obviously at the moment the L3 Plus on NiceHash is earning a very pretty penny of between £400 and £500 a month. Obviously, again, your mileage may vary. The price of Bitcoin can go up, it can go down. At the moment, it's skyrocketing. At the time of this video, it's just teasing over $7,000 US, whereas the time I bought my miner 2 weeks ago, it was nudging about 6,000, so it's already gone up by quite a percentage. And now, of course, you may be aware or maybe not aware that there's plenty of other places where you can quote-unquote mine for coins. So there's websites like ProHash, places like, obviously, NiceHash, Nanopool. There's plenty of places, but they're all basically pools, which, long story short, again, not going to explain everything. That's like a lot of people coming together with their total hashing power, and then you get paid a percentage of what is being mined, which is generally what everybody does. Very few people still bother with solo mining these days because it's just usually not very cost effective and takes a lot longer. And so far from my testing that I've done a few couple day tests, a few 24-hour tests on various websites. Obviously, that's not super accurate, you know, there could be an off day for that particular website, but from what I've seen so far, NiceHash is definitely the place to be right now with the L3+. I tried mining specifically on ProHash, which again, people kept telling me was the best place to be because it lets you mine automatically alternative coins based on what your miner can mine. In terms of the L3+, it mines specifically the script algorithm, and there's dozens and dozens and dozens of script coins, which are basically exactly like Bitcoin, again, for those of you that don't know. So the L3+ is restricted to one specific algorithm, and what ProHashing does is allow you to mine automatically whatever the most valuable script coin is at that time, and then automatically sell it for you, and then give you what particular coin you want. And you can even link to a website called Coinbase now to get paid straight up in dollars from the coins sold, rather than having it converted to whatever particular coin you would like in return. But even the mighty ProHashing, it just pales in comparison to what I've been experiencing on NiceHash so far. It was averaging about $12 a day. That's dollars, not pounds. Whereas on NiceHash, I'm averaging anywhere between 15 to 20 pounds per day, which is a hell of a lot more, obviously, in terms of the Great British Pound. So for me, at the moment, again, your mileage may vary, but at the moment for me, NiceHash is the place to be. And I'm not just saying that because I have a referral link to NiceHash tucked away in the description down below. If you want to buy or sell your own hashing power, please use that link because that helps support me a little bit and obviously allows me to keep bringing you these videos. And if you have found this video interesting, then you know what to do. Leave me a thumbs up. Any questions, I will do the best to answer them below. Probably best not to ask me about any other particular miners at the moment because my experience is solely with GPU mining and now this L3+. I haven't got any experience with any of the other brands of miners, so please don't even ask because I might not be able to help you, and after all, Google is your friend. You might be able to find your answer there. But if you've got any specific questions about the L3+, then hit me up and I'll do my best to answer your questions. And if you're wondering where I'm going to go from here, I am probably going to stick it out for a month, see how it is. At the moment, everything's looking pretty kosher, pretty damn good. Then I'll probably save up that Bitcoin and then buy another L3+ in order to get something like a little mining farm going, because double the miners, double the profits, double the electric bill. But I digress. In theory, that's just going to improve everything, because obviously then I'd be bringing in about £800 a month, so it's not quite quitting my job kind of money, but it's enough I may be able to do less hours at my job and then focus a lot more on my YouTubing and other life stuff. But it would be nice to actually be able to do less work with this wonderful little device. But again, before I get too rambly, obviously Bitcoin can go up, Bitcoin can go down, one day it could disappear altogether. Probably not going to do that, but like anything guys, it is a risk, it is an investment, but after all it's a risk. You can kind of, I guess, compare it to buying and selling on the stock market. You can do pretty good, you can get quite lucky, get in there early on something, arrive halfway through it, kind of like I did with the L3+. I wish I'd got it a little bit sooner, because the more of these miners sell, obviously the more people switch these on, the difficulty of mining a particular coin rockets upwards. If you want to see what I mean about that, then just Google another miner from Bitmain, which is the Antminer D3. When the craze for Dash kicked off and everybody bought D3s. You couldn't get them for love nor money. Having one of these D3s was bringing in about $1,000 per day. At one point, it was absolutely bloody insane. But now, one of those D3s probably gets you about £300 a month. That is how quick some of these things can change, and that's why a lot of people tend to have many mining rigs, or have a big farm of the goddamn things. So don't take my word for it. This isn't advice by any stretch of the imagination, just sharing what I'm experiencing so far, because there's a lot of people that still think this kind of thing is a scam, and it's clearly not. People can really make a little bit or a lot of money on this, depending on how much money you've got to put in the first place. The miner for me, at the time that I bought it, was $2,000, or about maybe £1,700. Obviously, with it making about £400 a month at the time of this video, it's going to earn me that back pretty quickly. Not in a mad rush, but pretty quickly. And like I say, I'm probably going to buy another one in order to more or less double the returns each month. Anyway guys, before I get into a massive ramble, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Obviously, probably more likely to be doing with gaming than mining, but like I say, if you guys are interested in this, then I can do follow-up videos like each month about how things are going and whatnot, or what I'm up to. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. But actually, before I go, just a few things worth quickly mentioning before the video ends is that if you are interested in this, make sure you buy from a reputable store. There are a lot of scams surrounding the cryptocurrency craze, so don't just buy from any old random store. I personally bought my miner and it arrived swiftly from eastshore.xyz. Other than that, I don't recommend buying from anyone other than Bitmain. Anyone who says they're a Bitmain partner, or words to that effect, they are lying. Bitmain isn't partners with anybody. But there are places that will resell them, but you need to be absolutely careful when you buy these things, because there are a lot of fake websites out there. If in doubt, don't buy there. If in doubt, check any of the Bitcoin or cryptocurrency forums to see where people are getting their miners from. Like I say, you can never be too careful with these things, especially if you're going to buy for it with a particular cryptocurrency. If you buy a cryptocurrency and then get scammed, you cannot get that back. You are very, almost 100% unlikely to get that back. So make sure you buy from a reputable place. You can buy it from the same place as me. You don't have to. I don't have a referral link. All I can say is that I personally bought something from them and it was fine. But other than that, I would buy from the manufacturer directly, or buy from somewhere that somebody else has bought successfully from and can wholeheartedly recommend. Be super careful if you're deciding to get into this for the first time. And because a lot of people will want to know, this is how loud the miner is in a recording that I did with my Galaxy S7. So, just in the spare room, recording with my S7, this is how loud it currently is. I couldn't tell you how loud it is, but it's loud. This isn't something you would want in your office or your bedroom, but if you've got an attic or a utility room or just a garage, somewhere where you can put it, it's out of the way. It's not that loud that when you close the door, it's that bad. Obviously, I'm sat right next to the thing. But if you've got a spare room like this, perfect to have a few, as long as it's far away from your bedroom. And this thing's running at about 55 degrees Celsius and just less on some of the chips. So obviously the UK is a pretty cold place, so it's not too bad at all. It could be louder if you're in a hotter climate, for example. But I imagine if you have this, like, especially outside in a shed or something that's got no heating or anything, and it's not been lived in, so it's not going to be that warm at all, it would probably be quieter and even cooler running. Alrighty then, thank you for watching that little extra footnote, that little PS, the little aside to the end of the video. There was just some points that popped to my head right at the end that I thought would be useful. So again guys, thank you very much for watching, and again, if you're thinking about selling your hashing power or buying some so you don't have to have a miner yourself, do check out the link in the description to NiceHash, because at the moment it is literally the best place to be. And I would appreciate that greatly, and I'll see you guys in the next one.